Yes team, hello, what is up? Welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben and I am your instructor for this class, guys. This is your Stronger Together class. And what is a Stronger Together class, I hear you ask? It is one of our slightly tougher sort of athletic performance-based training in which we work on power. Power is that combination of your cadence and your resistance, joining them together to that ultimate class team of power, guys. What's up Spa, what's up Lizzie, what's up Motosumo in general? Let's get started. The way we always do, team, is we take it down to that resistance 0. So I want you to knock off all resistance so you're on that resistance 0. And then I want all of us to just add that tiny bit on. Now that, guys, is your resistance 1. And that is where we all begin together, because we all begin it, we all want to join together in that same resistance. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. So once again, this is your resistance 1, not your resistance 0, because we all want to sort of be on that same level, in which you can just feel that resistance under your legs, but it's still nice and light. Now resistance is basically the weight, it's basically how heavy it is under your legs, and we go through those different gears. Because everyone's got different bikes, everyone's got different bodies, we want to make sure we're all sort of aligned on these resistances. Now right now we're in resistance 1, and later on I'll be taking you up to resistance 2, 3 and 4, 4 being that very heaviest and 1 being that very lowest. Now because we're in that low resistance, we should just be in your sort of blue zone or green zone. And now your cadences, they're basically your speed and how fast your legs are moving. Now the faster you go, the higher the number that is going to be. And so I want us all to just push it up into yellow zone for 1 minute. We go for that in 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're pushing up into that yellow zone. Once again, Spa, Lizzie, remember we got those emojis. Saying hi at any time you want, I don't mind. I don't bite. There we go, yes Lizzie. We're pushing up into that yellow zone. Remember, yellow zone is 90 to 110. 90 to 110 on your cadence, on your RPM meter. Let's do this. All the way. Nice. 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Putting it back there. Now when I say recover, now when I say rest, I just mean let's put it back a bit. I mean let's just slow it down a touch so we can sort of recalibrate. Go again for another minute in that resistance. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now that we're here, now that we're sort of settling into it, I want us to sort of think about that intention. I don't just want us to sort of ride, I want us to go through an experience together, I want us to go through a journey, and I want this to have a point of this. So what is your intention? What do you want to gain from this class? And team, bring it up to that yellow zone, remember. I want you to put a bit of speed into it. And think of that intention, your goal of to why you got on the bike. Up to why you joined this class, up to why you picked us Stronger Together out of all classes. Because you know it's going to be a challenge. You know it's going to push you, so I want you to use that. I want you to think of this as a sort of mini transformation, mentally and sort of with your fitness as well. So you join me on this journey. So you got to stick to it. Through the line, 3, 2, 1, nice, rest there. Now we're just going to go for a 30-second push. Much shorter, but I want us to put up into that red zone. Now red zone is 110 plus. And you can set intentions mentally, but you've got to mainly set them with your actions. So let's push it up. Red zone, 30 seconds only. We go in 3, 2, Motosumo, 1. Let's go. Nice, Lizzie. Two, one, rest. Oh yeah. But take it out, resistance 2. Find that slightly heavier resistance for me. Resistance 2 here. Keeping those legs moving around once again. 60 seconds, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now resistance 2, we're hitting, still in that yellow zone. We're still hitting those 90s. But now you should be able to feel that it is that little bit heavier. That it is a little bit tighter around those feet. And now with that intention set, now with our goal of what we want to gain from this class, whether you want to push it a bit more than last time, maybe you want to raise the resistance up each time, you want to build that strength, which is what you get when you raise that resistance up. But this class is like, it's like an endurance class, but with heavier resistances and faster. Because I've got some long rounds in here for you. Keep it going, nice. 3, 2, 1, rest there, nice. Cool, so we're gonna do the similar thing to what we did before. We're just gonna go for a 30-second effort now. And even though this class doesn't really involve sprints, it doesn't involve short sections, I want us to attack this. 30 seconds, resistance 2, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 95 minimum. Ideally getting into those hundreds, which is a lot harder. Now that we're in resistance 2, let's go. Three, 2, 1. Lovely stuff. Resistance 3 for me. Now let's take it up once again. We bring it up to that resistance 3. Now how does that feel in the legs? Again, a little bit tighter, a little bit more. Another minute. 85 to 95. We're coming up. 3, 2, 1 minute. Let's go. So feeling that in the legs. These warm-ups are both a time to get warm, to sort of get into your motion, to think about that technique, but also a time to sort of play around with these resistances. So these resistances align to the numbers that I'm telling you. Good, another 30 seconds. Whilst we're doing that, bang, roll those shoulders back, elbows tucked in, gentle bend in those arms, and driving it forward, bang, bam, 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 bam. Once you've got your sort of waist up, nice and engaged, nice and tight, then you're kicking out and pulling back. And that's what we're doing with our legs there. Three, 2, 1. Nice. Resistance 4, 2 minutes. We stand it up. So your resistance 4 is your heaviest one yet. And so you should really feel yourself having to really work your way. We're gonna go standing up. And we go for that out of saddle. In, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 60s now. Nice, and imagine now you're on this hill. There we go. Minute down, minute to go. And then we're gonna get a little break, and then I'm gonna take you into your main stuff. I like to blend these, especially this class, from that nice long warm-up, in which a majority takes place in those lower resistance, even though in this class, we enjoy these top resistances here. Lizzie, how you doing? Smashing it so far. You've got a nice little 30-second break coming up. Three, two, one. Nice. Keep it in resistance 4, because this is where we begin. Lizzie, we got a 10-minute round coming up. How do you feel about a 10-minute round right now? Probably a bit like this. Yeah, I reckon that's fair enough. But that's all good. I'm glad this time run out. So basically the way this works, I'm not going to break it down completely. We're going to go between resistance 4 and 3. Anytime we're in resistance 4, we're standing up. Anytime we're in resistance 3, we're down in our saddle, powering through. We treat that as our sort of power zone. Now, it's a 10-minute round, so I want, yes, Charming King, how are we doing? Now, so I want you to remember, we want to treat this, we want to keep this intensity really nice and high. Let's get ready. Resistance 4. Beginning our 10-minute round, 1 minute, stood up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, because it is a Stronger Together class, we need to be working towards that threshold. We need to be working up there. And so whereas in a sort of endurance race, we're pulling that resistance back, we're putting that intensity back, because we're able to do it for that long amount of time. Now I want you to just treat this 10-minute round in its own little world. Because yes, we've still got a bit of a finisher after that, but I just want you thinking about this. And I want you to get to the end of this 10-minute round as if you would finish a whole class. 10 seconds time, we're down for 1 minute in resistance 3. Picking up that pace, 85 to 95. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, team. Yeah! So I want you to treat this little 10-minute round as its own little journey, as its own little microcosm, because it's going to be tough. 85 to 95 now, remember we're in that resistance 3. I don't mind where you sit in this, but to probably get the most gain out of it, you want to be that slight bit heavier in this resistance 3, and you want to be holding about 85 to 90. But if you're in that 90 to 95 as well, that's all good. 15 seconds. We're back up for 1 minute in resistance 4. Little heads up, we will only ever be doing 1 minute at a time in resistance 4 climbing. Back up. 3, 2, 1. Look at that, 2 minutes done already. 2 minutes chipped away at this big round. Back in the 60s, please. Strong stuff, so back in that super heavy spar. How you doing? Lizzie, killing it as always. Got the dream team in right now. How are you? Now next time we sit down, team, we're doing 2 minutes in resistance 3. So remember, anytime we're stood up, it's 1 minute in resistance 4. Anytime we sat down, we add on a minute. So we're gonna go for our 2 minutes in resistance 3. 3, 2, 1. Lose that resistance, build that speed. Let's go. Oh, Lizzie, I know. You gotta stay with me, remember. We treat this as its own little world right now. And you're gonna be going that whole time, keeping that intensity up there. Woo! Charming King, loving life. On them emojis, bam, bam, bam. 2 minutes here, 85 to 95. 85 to 95 ideally. Next time we're standing up, that will signify the halfway mark in this main big first round. Standing up, resistance 4. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're up. Once again, only a minute up here. I don't want you treating this as a break though. I don't want you standing up and thinking, cool, I can not go that high on the resistance and sort of just get through this climb easily. Because that's not how I'm treating it. Now what we do next is we add another minute onto our resistance 3 section. So we're down 3 minutes in resistance 3. Back down in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, give me a bit of speed. Now we hit 3 minutes. This is our main sort of power section. This 3 minutes here is the time in which we get that power in there. As we build that speed, as we keep that weight. If you think of that graph, when you got resistance down this side and then speed down this side, and you're trying to get up there, and you're trying to be up there at the top of that graph, the only way of doing that is by combining the weight, having that speed. And if you want to complete your intention, your goal of this class, and come on this journey with me, throughout this half an hour class, you got to hold on to these moments. Team, the joys, the good thing about having these massive long rounds is that they take such a big chunk out of your whole entire class. The fact is, we've got 10 minutes left. Come on! Big tune. Let's go. Nice, 2 minutes left. Of this round. Under 1 minute left of your resistance 3 before we get that final climb. And I want to see, I'm going to challenge you now to see if you can add a little bit more resistance than you did that last time on this climb. I want you to struggle to be able to hold it in the 60s, especially with after how long we've been going in this round. Whew. Let's go, come on. Standing up for the final minute. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we get a minute. We get a little minute breather. So see what we can do. Pushing over this finish line. Lazy spar, come on Motosumo. Nice, you have 3, 2, 1. Drop it down to resistance 2. Keeping those legs going. How are we doing? Wow. That's tough. Nearly there though, we've only got one little round left. We've only got one round left. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to resistance 3, so I want you to take it up here now. We've got a 4-minute round to finish it off. 4 minutes constant, and I want you to come back up to that 85 to 95. 4 minutes left. Team, are we ready? Are you ready to finish this off? We go for this. In 5, in 4, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 85 to 95. Yes, Lizzie. So back in that resistance 3. Minute here, just a minute. Then we got a minute stood up in 20 seconds. One minute out of your saddle. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resistance 4. Here we go. Back to the 60s, you know what the deal now. Now. Climbing this hill up. We're building up that tension for how we finish this class off. And what we're gonna do is obviously, we're gonna go straight onto the racetrack and you're gonna give me a 2-minute race. And I'm gonna allow us to go into resistance 2. So I'm gonna need to see some speed now. With a big tune as well. 15 seconds, resistance 2. We head out onto that racetrack for 2 minutes. You're gonna go straight into it in 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go! This is it. Lizzie, you're on your own in that team. Now, if you think you went fast in that first half, in that first minute, you're gonna have to change my mind in this second minute. Because this was what it comes down to. Moments like this, you just gotta let loose and go for it. Let's go. Come on, come on. Motosumo, you got 15 seconds. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Bring it down to resistance 0. Have a look at your scores. Spa, unreal. Lizzie, what? That was epic. You're taking it down to that resistance 0 now and just keep your legs moving. And this is a time to reflect and to breathe. Just looking back at the class, looking back at the tough moments, looking back at some moments you could have possibly gone for a bit more, some moments you could have played it a bit better, some moments in which your mind got in the way, in which if it did, and you didn't make to your intention, and you didn't get your goal, that's fine, you learn from it. Roll the shoulders back for me 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times, and forward. Once, twice, 3 times. Head over to one side. Over to the other. Forward. And up. You're gonna push those heels down for me. Get deep into those hamstrings, into those ankles. Oh yes. Nice, spinning around. Three, 2, 1. Lovely stuff. Take those arms up. They're coming over to one side. Oh yes, they are. Then over to the other. And then from there, all the way around into that center. You're gonna give yourself a big round of applause because that was epic. Thank you so much for joining me, sending all my love as always, team. You guys are such legends for getting along with me and joining that sort of class team, making sure as always you can pause and save, making sure you're finding us on social media as well. Thank you as always for joining me. My name is Ben. This has been Motosumo. You guys are legends. Peace out.